And I believe we got Errol. Errol, welcome in, my guy.
What up? What up?
How's everything?
Everything.
Trying to get both of you guys in on time. I know you're very excited for your guy Frank Martin looking to handle business next Saturday.
Oh yeah, this is opportunity to shine to show people who he is.
So, you know, you have been in these tremendous fights. You've had the experience being under the bright lights. This is Frank Martin. He's headlined before, but this is a different level. This is pay-per-view. This is the 100th championship fight night at MGM Grand Garden Arena. It's going to be sold out. We know the eyeballs that Tank brings, and there's going to be a new fan base that are going to get the first opportunity to see what Frank Martin can do. What's been your advice for, Ghost Frank Martin, in this situation for the first time?
Um, just pressure make diamonds. I told him everybody has to go through it. The Grace had to go through it. Ali had to go through it. Ray Leonard had to go through it. Everybody had to go through it. So, like I told him, if you want to be great, he got to go through that fire. And it's the fire he got to go through to be who he wants to be, one of the best.
All right, we got Frank Martin here. And
What
Errol,
up,
if you wouldn't
bro?
mind, if you could flip your camera a little bit vertical, because I think you got your horizontal right there. There you go. And now we got the Ghost, Frank Martin, joining us here
What up?
online.
What up?
So,
What up?
Frank, what do you want to say to all your fans that are joining us here on the live? Looking forward to see you throw down with Gervonta Tank Davis next Saturday from MGM Grand. What do you got to say for them that are joining here on the live?
Man, y'all make sure y'all tune in June 15th. So y'all can see an explosive fight, an exciting fight, and me come out with the W with my hand raised.
So, Frank, you're probably winding down training camp right now. You're a little 10 days away from the fight. What's the thought process going on right now? How are you feeling with camp, and how are things going?
Everything good, the main focus is just to start mentally. Like mentally, physically, I'm all the way where I need to be. So boxing 80% mental. So it's just mainly, just staying all the way mentally focused. Going out there
How
and
do you get?
capitalizing
I
on the
know you
game
say you got
plan
to
that we
stay.
got.
Okay, I know you say you try to stay mentally focused. How do you, especially at this point, being 10 days away as a fighter, you want to stay sharp, but you also want your body to recover. This way, it's 100% come fight night.
Say that one more time.
How do you keep your mind sharp and your body ready while at the same time kind of toning things down? This way you're 100% come fight night.
It's in the preparation. It's been, I've been locked in as far as what my nutrition is, recovery, and all of that stuff. So right now it's just cooling down. Weight management, and then just making sure I'm taking care of myself as far as recovery and things like that. But it's all in the preparation, months before the fight. So it's just now just staying locked in.
So when you come with this a fight against a guy like Gervonta Tank Davis, no one has been able to figure him out. He has found a way to win. He's obviously a knockout artist. How have you been trying to replicate his style in training? What kind of, sparring partners have you been trying to bring in without revealing too much of your game plan?
I got different looks. I got different type of southpaws. I got strong southpaws who shoot shots. Selective shots. I got guys who got a high punch output. That's southpaws. Just different type of styles, man. So, we just gonna be ready for everything he got. We're gonna have an answer for everything he put out. I ain't none of the guys or one of them guys he done fought. So. And I'm just ready to go out June 15th and show the world what Frank Martin about.
Errol, going over to you, how do you assess this matchup, with Tank and Frank going head to head? What have you had any words of advice with Frank, on things to watch out for, especially come fight night?
I said to like Tank, he's never fought anybody as skilled and talented as Frank Martin. And Frank Martin never faced anybody as skilled and talented as Tank. So I assess it as, he has a great coach in Derrick James. Tank has a great coach too. and they're gonna come up with a great game plan. I know Darius always looking at film and always studying, so he's gonna be 100% prepared to be in the ring and to teach, Frank what to do right and what to do wrong. And I'm 100% with Frank. Frank been training hard. He been focused. He been going 13 rounds. If you ever been to their gym, you know how hot it is. So it's colder in the gym. So he's definitely been putting work in, definitely been focused, dedicated, hungry. I done ran sprints with him. He's always the leader in the sprints when we're running. So, he's 100% ready, 100% ready to go. And make sure everybody tune in June 15th. They will see a new world champion and a new start to a new era in Frank Martin.
Now, we've seen in past, tank fights where, especially in the first half of fights, he has a very low output with his punches. He's almost seems to kind of calculate his opponent and kind of gather tendencies. And with you, Frank, I mean, you do start quick. You do, start to come at guys and really pounce on them early. Do you think that's going to be an advantage for you going into this fight, or do you think there's something different in play that Tank has?
I mean, I feel like we may get a different version of what we normally see in Tank. He might come out a different version of himself, but we've been prepping and preparing for any version of the Tank that come out. So I feel like we're gonna be ready whatever angle he come. If he come with a low output or if he come with a high output punch output, we're gonna be ready for all of it.
What would you say? Because we know Tank is a huge name in the sport. A lot of people come to see his fights, and with you being his opponent, people are going to see you fight for the first time. What are they going to see from Frank Martin Saturday, June 15th, that this is going to be their first time seeing you?
They're gonna see a dog. They're gonna see a fighter who they didn't expect to see certain things from. They're gonna see a shock. I'm gonna shock the world. June 15th.
If you shock the world, you beat Tank Davis. What message does that send to the rest of the 135-pound division as well as the boxing world?
A new face arrived. At the 135 division. It's a new guy in the front seat. So you know, y'all better they better pick their poison the right way.
Now, I asked Errol earlier, because he has been under these bright lights. He's been on these mega events plenty of times before. What have you learned by, being in the background, watching Errol, and now you are in this position with a mega event, with it being the 100th championship fight at MGM Grand?
It's just really just staying poised, just being in the gym with Earl and just seeing him in his big fights. It's just like you got to just be prepared for the storm. You got to stay calm. You got to be composed, and don't let the lights or none of that blind you. So me just being around him and seeing composed and everything, it just helped keep you level headed and just focus on the game plan.
Now, obviously, going into this fight against Tank Davis, there's going to be a lot build up. There was words said at the press conference. I think Tank, and I don't want to quote him word for word, but he was saying more along the lines like, I feel bad that it has to be you for his first fight coming back for this year. What's your response to that when he said that? And what's your thoughts going through your head when you heard him say that?
Feel bad for him. It had to be me too. I feel bad for him. It had to be me. Like I told him. I appreciate him taking this fight. But they fucked up taking this one. And that's just facts.
Now, the best performance, and I think you also said that this was your best performance, was when I saw you fight Michelle Rivera. This was a fight leading up to it. Many people thought two young, talented 135 pounders, it was going to be a 50-50 toss up fight, and you absolutely dominated it. I think you won every single round, if I'm not mistaken. What was it about that performance that elevated you, and how will you top that performance next Saturday?
I work hard. I got a determination, like a determining factor about myself. you know. And then if it's something I want, like I'm gonna work hard towards it, and then get it. And then two, it ain't nothing like being underestimated. You know, it ain't nothing. It ain't no better feeling than that. You know, to show up and then show everybody who doubting you. You know, a whole type of different fighter, different everything. You know, just to open their eyes up. This it don't get no better than me going out here and beating Tank. You know, like the Rivera fight, I didn't get a lot of. I got recognition, but not like I'm gonna get. You know, for this fight right here, this the one.
Errol, you obviously got Man Down Promotions. You're promoting this incredible event next Saturday alongside TGB Promotions, Samson Boxing, GTD Promotions. Um, what was it about when you were wanting to get in the promotion business and you're like, I need to have Frank Martin. I need to throw my full support behind this guy because he's special. What was it about him that really drew you to him?
Just seeing his talent and his abilities in the ring, like he was coming to the gym. You know, he was working with their younger brother at first, and just seeing him spar, he was super talented and skilled. And then he was getting a little feisty, and I was like, I'm gonna try him out. And before I signed him, he fought like on 3 cards, on 3 PPC cards. And then he basically, washed him. And I was like, yeah. I said, yeah, I'm gonna sign him because they was telling me like, you better sign him because he fighting on TV and you ain't got a sign yet. He was beating these dudes. A lot of people gonna try to get to him. So I was like, yeah, I got to hurry up and get him. And then when I started out, he just got the ball rolling. He was just beating fighters and just dominating everybody. And he fought Michelle Rivera and showed everybody, he's at the top level because everybody was calling him as, I guess he looked like Ali and fought like Ali, so everybody's calling him as like, the future. And then once he dominated him, on PEDs, dudes on PEDs too. Once he dominated him, I was like, yeah, we gotta get him when we won the big dog. So it was definitely a journey, but he's here now. He here now. I feel like he is the best at 135 pounds, and he's gonna prove it against the best at 135 pounds, and that's the big dog, Tank Davis.
Now, Frank, do you believe that, you know, you and Tank are 1 and 2 or 1A and 1B at the 135-pound division? Do you think this fight right here is to find out who the best at that 135-pound mark is?
I mean, it's still other fighters at 135. It's still other dogs at 135. This just, it's two top fighters. Two real good, strong, explosive, smart fighters going against each other. That they ain't doing. A lot of them ain't fighting each other. So this right here just gonna tell who the best out of me and Tank. We ain't gonna say like out of the whole division, but right now this fight about me and Tank, and it's gonna show who the best out of me and him.
Now you heard Errol talk about it. You knew he had to have you. You saw the talent you had in the gym. You as the fighter, I mean, when Errol came to you and was like, "I want to throw my full support behind you," what was that like for you? Seeing a guy like Errol Spence, the accomplishments that he's had, the former unified welterweight champion. I mean, that had to mean a
Yeah, hold
lot to
on,
you when he
hold on. And another thing too, it was him believing in me too because I mean I had no prior past of having fighters and for him to sign with me and believe in me, that meant a lot too. So I had to make sure that I take care of him and put him in the best position possible because I mean just signing with somebody who never had fighters before, you don't know what's gonna happen with this with this promotion coming with this person, you sign with him and put your trust in him, that meant a lot to me too. So I had to make sure that, I move him how he want to move and move him accordingly and move him to the top, which he is now.
Frank, what's your response to that? Because I mean, as you heard Errol say, it was a trust that you guys both had in each other to make that move.
Yeah, it was like one of them things. I was getting, Earl was getting me fights. On the front end, I fought Jerry Perez for the WB. It was like a title. It was like a ranking belt. I fought for that belt. They was giving me all those type of opportunities without being on no type of paperwork, and it was on the front end. There was a lot of guys trying to get me to sign and stuff, so they had gave me them opportunities on the front end. So I just felt like that was real on their part, so it was only right on my end. You know what I mean? To rock with them, rock with Earl. Just from how they did me on the front end.
All right, we got a couple of Q&As from some fans chiming in here. So, Frank, we got one from 831 Leo. Who was the toughest camp to prepare for so far throughout your career?
The toughest camp. Really, camp ain't really tough unless you make camp tough. You know what I mean? Like far as focus and all that. But I would say my last fight was probably a tough camp for me just because I wasn't all the way as focused as I needed to be.
We got another one coming on from Migo Bucks. He said, Frank, do you plan on moving up to 140 anytime soon? We see a lot of guys right now moving up to 140.
Event
Is that in the future for you?
Eventually, yeah, I'm setting all the smoke at 140. Everybody done went to 140 now, so eventually, yeah, I'll probably go up to 140. But I wanna get some, give me some shots at 135 first, and then, kind of focus on 140. But right now, we gonna chill at 135 until I make a little noise, make some noise at 135.
We got another question from Mr. AOB. Frank, would you fight Shakur if you win Saturday?
Yeah. I'll fight anybody at 135.
Shit, when he win, it's got to be a rematch. So Shakur got to wait.
Okay, so Frank, if you win, there potentially could be a rematch between you and Tank.
Yeah, it's a rematch for sure.
Okay. All right. So you heard it here first, right here on PBC Q&A. Frank Martin, Tank Davis, Saturday, June 15th. Frank, I know you're winding down camp. You're trying to get things in order mentally. You're focused. Prediction Saturday. What do you see happening on the 100th championship fight night from the historic MGM Grand Garden Arena?
I just see me coming out victorious, just me going out there being me, being who I am, not letting, Tank frantics, none of his little distractions that he try to throw fighters off with, not letting none of them get to me, and, just going out there and being who I am, I'm going to come out with my hand raised.
Errol, same question to you. This is your guy. You've supported him since the beginning. He's supported you since the beginning. How do you see it playing out next Saturday?
Shit, I see him getting his hand raised. I mean, I feel like he's the most skilled, talented fighter that Tank ever fought. Like, it's one of those he can't take those early rounds off and feel like he's gonna come in the 7, 8 round and hope for a knockout. I feel like Frank gonna dominate him first through 12th round and win a fight. I mean, Tank gonna put up a fight. He's a great fighter, but I feel like Frank definitely gonna take it. I feel like he's the best fighter he's fought. He gonna see the speed. He gonna see the strength. He gonna see the power that Frank brings to the table come fight night.
All right, we got a few more questions from fans. They want to chime in while they got you here on the live, guys. So we got another one from MMG where he is saying, this is for Errol. Errol, are we going to see you fight this year?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get in this year. Probably October, November.
And we got another one from DJ Reacts. Frank, would you fight Pitbull Cruz or Devin Haney in the future?
Yeah, all those potential fights that can happen. But right now, man, I'm trying to stay focused on the guy I got in front of me. I want to focus just on talking myself ahead. I want to just focus on Tank right now.
We got another one from Justin Nellos. Did you get a rehydration limit for this fight? I know there's been talk about it. And how has the weight cutting been leading up to this fight?
Oh, no, we good. We good. We ain't got no hydration or nothing like that. Weight gonna be good. It's on.
What does it mean to you, Frank? What does it mean to you? You know, starting out in boxing, and now to be one of the marquee names that is headlining a historic venue like MGM Grand Garden that has seen so many championship fights, and it's the 100th championship fight night that you are a part of.
Man, it mean everything. You know, like this a fight that out of all the fights and stuff that I done got, you know, like sometimes as fighters and you knowing where you want to be or where you trying to get to, it's kind of like you don't never sit back and really cherish like your accomplishments or really like give yourself credit on the things that you have accomplished. You don't really sit back and really like be like, dang, I accomplished this. So like with this fight, I just feel like this one of them ones that all the hard work, the late night grinds and all that stuff, me coming out with the win, man, it's like I done did it. You know, I'm here. You know, it don't get no better than this right here.
How have you been able to navigate, you know, being in such a mega event like this with friends and family? I'm sure it happens to every fighter, you know, especially when you start to get thrust into that big spotlight. They're hitting you up for tickets, they're hitting you up for rooms, things like that. How do you handle all of that while you're trying to stay 100% focused on Tank?
I don't. You know, I let my people handle that. You know, I can focus. You know, because it's a distraction. You don't try to let people handle that ticket. So I don't really got to focus.
Errol, I know this has been an exciting year, obviously, with your fighter, Frank Martin. You have any news you want to share with us about what you're in your future plans, or is we still got to wait to hear from you?
Yeah, yeah, you gotta wait to hear from me. I'm looking for I'm looking for a coach right now. So so yeah, I got a few names in the hat. You know, I'm out. You know, working with people and trying to see who I mesh with, and I have some news real soon. But I try to stay low as possible. So
Oh, we know. We know, Errol, but we're excited. I can't wait for when you drop the news of your next fight night. You know, people are excited to see the big fish again. But first, you got to handle business with your guy, Frank Martin. Frank, next Saturday, June 15th, it's MGM Grand's 100th fight night. You and Tank in the squared ring. You know that it's going to be for the WBA lightweight title. We cannot wait. Tickets are still available, AXS.com. You do want to be in there. There's nothing like being in Vegas for a fight night, especially a fight night that's going to be of this magnitude with David Benavidez also on this card as well, who is one of the best fighters in the world as well. So it's going to be a tremendous show. Frank, any last words for your fans out there?
No, man, you know, so y'all can see an explosive, good fight. And, you know, y'all will see a new face at the 135 division come June 15th.
All right, Errol, any last words for fans and for the fight next week?
everybody pop out and support. Fort Wayne, Indiana, support. Detroit, show love, support. Dallas, Texas, he living here now. So y'all gotta show support, man. It's gonna be a great show. I'm looking for my boy to put on a great performance and show everybody why he is the best 135 pounder in boxing.
All right, guys, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you guys in Vegas next week.
So.
Peace.